This is Tennyson E Stead, writer and director of Quantum Theory, one of the founding members of the Eight-Sided Films Ensemble, coming to you right now to discuss one of the other projects that we are involving ourselves in. And it is a web series, a found footage science fiction web series called Declassified. We're in the process of writing the first season right now. In the next few weeks, we're going to get a Kickstarter up. And since it's been on my brain and since I've been working on it all day, I figured I'd take a moment to talk about it. Season 1 is good. So each Declassified season involves only one member of our Eight-Sided Films Ensemble, unless we have to bring somebody else in for background work, essentially. But what these things are is records from clandestine or secretive government agencies during the Cold War that have been declassified and released to the public, and all of them involve fairly unbelievable projects, and each season is about the story of one person who's been caught up in these declassified projects and has a story to tell, and that story is told through archival footage that's been collected of them. So, for example, the first season is Project Icarus Declassified, is what it's going to be called. And Project Icarus was a harebrained scheme in the mid-70s to use the sort of leftover technology of the failing Apollo program and whatever military grants could be cobbled together and whatever extra aerospace developments and alternative fuel sources were being pulled on at that time as a last-ditch effort to try and salvage our space program as it moved into the shuttle program and started to sort of choke on itself, to send a man to Titan, and the Titan being the moon around Saturn. It has an atmosphere. It's an intriguing place. It's worth going to. But we don't have the technology at this point to send someone there safely. So instead, we're going to take the technology that we already have and just pack a whole lot of food and air and water into it and send him off and hope for the best. And literally, this man is on a parabolic curve. It's going to take him 8 years to reach Saturn. And he's sitting in a can that is the size of an Apollo command module, but has been packed with extra life support systems, and literally he just has this one seat. And the story is told through his transmissions back to Earth. The characters can be played by Gerard Marzilli. His name is Captain Wick Pierce, who was an Air Force pilot before winding up in this special project of NASA. He was also a test pilot for many years, and then he got drafted into this very specific project because of very specific qualifications that he has. And to be completely candid, it's the kind of thing that never should have been done, which is sort of the point of Declassified. Declassified is the story of people that should never have existed in the way that they do and never have wound up in the situations that they're in, and it's because of the paranoia of the Cold War and this intense need to establish technological superiority as fast as possible that we overextended ourselves as a nation and dumped the results into the hands of these poor individuals who are in untenable situations. So literally, this man is flying to Saturn for 8 years in this cramped little space with no one to talk to except for his radio, and all of the demons from his life gnawing at him, and the silence, he can't even see movement. The stars are so far away that from day to day they look exactly the same, and there's no way for him to know, year in and year out, that this isn't even some kind of experiment, that he's not in a box somewhere, except for the weightlessness. But the problem is, 8 years in space by yourself, you start to lose your touch on the fundamentals that we take for granted. You question everything. And that's his journey. And, it's not easy just in the sense that it's space and unexpected things happen. Things break and go wrong, and he has to solve these problems, and he only has himself, and the radio transmissions are taking longer and longer to get back to Earth. And, it's a valid question as to whether or not he's even going to make it for any number of reasons, for technological reasons, for psychological reasons. Does he have the mental fortitude and stamina? Does anybody? Does anybody have the mental stamina to get through what these characters are going through? That's the intriguing question that drives each and every season of Declassified. And we have 2 more seasons already planned, and we know which actors are going to be involved in those. And I've been slipping Gerard the season 1 monologues as I write the rough drafts, and he's very excited and thrilled with what we're up to. And you know, we've practiced some distressed footage, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun and really neat. And we had a lot of fun with the found footage in Starmind Record. It'll be good to continue with that. So I will have more information on Declassified for you over the next 2 weeks. I think I'm probably going to launch that Kickstarter for my birthday, which is coming up in the beginning of March. So it shouldn't be long. And in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know that that's coming your way, and it'll be one more thing for us to entertain you with while we work through the development process on quantum theory. That is what I have to say about Declassified for right now. Thank you very much for tuning in to the 8-Sided blog. And this is Tennyson E Stead signing out.